Good morning, everybody. We're getting a late start here this morning, but here we are looking at beautiful downtown Winnipeg. It's the view out the window of my hotel room. Finally picked up a hotel room where I actually had a little bit of time yesterday afternoon and was able to do some walking on the treadmill in the fitness center, which seemed to work out some of the kinks in my back. But Winnipeg is gorgeous. It is not Saskatoon. Neither was Thunder Bay, which I identified as Saskatoon yesterday morning. And just a quick view. It's a little cloudy today. Should be good driving weather, I think. And that's all we need to know at this point. It's a little late getting up this morning. The King's Head, I forget that most Canadian beers actually have about double the potency of American beer, and so while Robin was drinking American beer, Coors Light, I was drinking Keith's and traditional ale, and that hit me a little harder than expected. So late morning this morning, and on our way to finally Saskatoon. Okay, hey, we are driving through Manitoba, coming into a town here, crossing the White Mud River at the moment, and I just wanted to fire up the camera because I think we're going to see a sign in a second here that I find rather amusing. The signs in Manitoba that indicate that there's a golf course have a kind of an odd depiction of a golfer on them, and I saw one of those earlier. I think we'll see another one in just a second here. And I'd just like to zoom in on it when we get the chance. But it's been a major distinction from what we have seen so far up to this point. Previously in Ottawa, we were going uphill and down dale with lush greenery on either side. There's still greenery here, indicative of the wet summer that they have been having. But there is no great vast lake to one side or the other. And nor any great hills or great kind of new look to the scenery with every curve you go around or every hill you go up or down. But this is the exception rather than the rule, what we are seeing right now, because this is actually a somewhat populated area. The good news here is that gasoline here is $11.9 per liter, which it would not be good news in the United States, but it's a major relief here. Interesting franchises here. We've got the DQ. I don't know if you can see that there. I love how on the signs, though, can we get the McDonald's there? I missed the McDonald's. There's the McDonald's. Just barely caught it there. They Canadianize the signs, the logos, by putting a maple leaf into the logo in some way, which seems to me to really pander to the Canadians. No sign of the golfer as yet, but here is a more typical view of the Manitoba landscape, which is flatness for miles and miles and miles as far as the eye can see. Occasionally fields of bright yellow something, and clouds. The clouds, it'll be interesting to note the distinction in the sky as we go from Manitoba to Alberta, because I remember the Alberta sky as being something a little grander than what we see across the prairies here. We'll see if that holds true. Talk to you soon. I thought I would just kind of take a moment here to explain my process. I started out yesterday or the day before, I think, drilling all of the ones that I'm going to be doing in the upcoming show 3 times. Now, in the upcoming show, the one in Oregon, the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, I've decided to limit myself to only what I feel are my strongest monologues. Mostly because they're only giving me about 40 minutes to work with, and I don't want to get tied up doing a lot of obscure history monologues during the course of those 40 minutes. Here's the highway, by the way, as my eyes are on the highway, but I've been focusing on this piece of paper just to kind of give you a perspective for what I'm up to here. And so in those 40 minutes, I want to do the rockinest, sockinest monologues that I have available to me. And so, for instance, right now I'm working on the Julius Caesar, which is what the camera is looking at. And I started by doing them 3 times yesterday, and working on getting out the kind of misspoken words that I have. You see the little words highlighted here and there. Those are the ones that I keep substituting a different word for them, and I'm trying to just work them out of my repetition. It's very easy for me in the course of this monologue. By the way, let me actually zoom back a little bit to capture how much is actually on that piece of paper. That's about 1,200 words in all. And out of those 1,200 words, there are about, I think I counted about 13 words that I've been misspeaking, substituting, say, an as for a when, or a should for a would, or a speak for a say, or a yet for a but, or a is for a was, that kind of, it was a were for a was, that kind of thing. That's just easy for me in the rhythm of speaking it to just say it the same way over and over again, even the same way is wrong. So now that I've got a few days of driving here, I think I've got room enough to edge out the misspeaking, so that because the worst thing that can happen is if in the course of a performance, if then I should catch myself speaking something wrong, then certainly my mind is going to be on something other than what it needs to be on, and that's when I really stand the danger of kind of breaking character, losing my place, and having the whole thing unravel. So if I can get confident in the exact, here's the sign there, and I don't think we're going to catch it in time. It's all out of focus. We saw the golfer there again. We'll come back to the golfer if we get the golfer happening again. Sorry about that. That was probably disorienting for you, the viewer at home. But anyway, so there's about 13 out of 1,200 words that I'm squeezing out. So that's about 1% of the words that I'm misspeaking, which is probably not bad, we're this baseball. But if I can get that down to, say, 99.9% correct, that would be better. Having that 0.01% doesn't bother. As I squeeze out the wrong words and replace them with right ones, if by, say, the third reading I get it right 100%, as in some of these easier monologues I have been doing, then I dog-ear the page, and the next time through I only have to do that monologue 2 times, so that I can kind of firm up my memorization, my security in it, without burdening myself with it. If I do not tab the dog-ear the page, as you can see, this page is not dog-eared, then the next day I have to do it 4 times. So I'm still pretty much speaking the same amount of rehearsal, but I'm focusing more and more on the things that need attention. So by the time I get to Oregon, I should have this pretty much in hand. All right, I am just going to go ahead and pull over just to make sure I get this sign. Because I've been talking about this golfer for about 4 hours now, and I want to actually capture him for once and for all. And I'm zooming in on him there. There's their international sign for "there is golfing here," which to me looks like a baseball player about to hit a waist-high pitch, were it not for the little club end of the stick that he is holding there. So to make it all fit onto their little square sign, they had to put the ball on a tee that was about 3 foot tall, or an imagined tee, as it were. So that's my little laugh at Manitoba. Thank you. It's of her liking. I thank my stars. I am happy. I will be strange, stout, in yellow stockings, and cross-gartered, even with the swiftness of putting on. Jove and my stars be praised. All right, you want to promo Saskatoon for those people out there in the States who are thinking about maybe a vacation?
Yeah, we have more festivals than most cities have. We're right now in the middle of we've just begun our Shakespeare in the Saskatchewan Festival, and a little while later we'll have the Fringe Festival and Folk Fest and a whole bunch of other festivals.
And with the Shakespeare on Saskatchewan Festival going on right now, you've got some really good shows running. What have you seen?
Well, Love's Labour's Lost was the first opening night, and it followed on Saturday with The Winter's Tale, great shows. Not the most well-known of Shakespeare, but good stuff.
Great. And Shirley, what was your favorite of the bunch of those?
Love's Labour's Lost. I've really enjoyed. It was very, very funny, extremely well done. It's professional theatre, and we're lucky in Saskatoon because we have an opera company, we've got a lot of amateur theatre, we've got professional theatre, we have an Aboriginal theatre, the first one in Canada, that was opened by the late Aboriginal actor Gordon Tatusis, who died just last week. We've also got a wonderful jazz festival at the end of June, beginning of July, every year, and it's marvelous. We get all sorts of great people coming, a lot of American jazz greats and Canadian jazz greats, so it's really a good place to be.
Okay. Well, I hate to misrepresent my audience because I think there may be 8 to 10 people who actually view this, but maybe that's 8 to 10 people who are now really excited about coming to Saskatoon. So thank you for the lovely time together and for actually appearing on my vlog.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So long.
Bye.